Alright, shalom, shalom. First thing I want to do is give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Baal Shem, Yahweh Shai, Baal Shem, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And salutation, you brothers pushing this word with truth, sincerity, with charity. It's another day of just another day. Alright, but through the spirit, alright. I'm gonna call this maybe keep your eye single, or keep your eye on the prize. All right, because America, all right, this place, all right, has a lot of distractions. All right, whether it be your job, all right, which is a lot of Jake's distractions. Whether it be their job, all right, whether it be your woman, your children. All right, or the biggest thing, yourself. All right. Now, when you know, like the scripture say, no man looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shai, and it is what it sound like, man. All right, looking back is losing focus. All right, and desiring the world and being entangled in the cares of this life, all right, instead of, setting your treasures in heaven, all right, and it doesn't happen, sometimes it don't happen, all right, in a right away process. Sometimes, you may not think, all right, you're doing something wrong, or but brothers will be, hey brother, hey this, what's up brother, what's up this, what's up that, and slowly but surely, all right, little by little you fall away, like the scriptures say, all right, little by little, so you need those spiritual, all right, defibrillating moments, all right, to, you better get your shit together, all right, but the best thing to do is to be on yourself. If you on yourself and you getting on yourself and you being vigilant, all right, and doing what needs to be done, feeding the flock, all right, you really wouldn't have nothing to worry about, all right, But this world, all right, like Jake, all right, they focused on chasing the bag, all right. Jake focused on the riches of this life, which really ain't money, because they giving niggas, all right, nothing to sell out. Whether it be $1 million, $2 million, 50,000, 10,000, don't matter. It ain't nothing, all right, because a digital, all right, to change a 1 to a 0. You still not owning anything. You still don't have anything. They just gave you some credits, all right, but you really don't own anything. You don't have any which you would call tangible, all right. So you really selling out for free, all right. You giving up access to the kingdom of heaven, being the first round draft pick for fiat currency. All right, for things that's not even, all right, true currency, true wealth, true riches. But Yahweh Shema Shai is giving us the earnest down payment of the spirit, which is a level of spiritual power, which is understanding, this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right, the ability to understand His word, to push this word. All right, to have a spirit in us that is right, and not the ways of this world. That alone makes you the wealthiest men and women on the planet. That's success right there. All right. Like the scriptures say, the rich men have not received what we receive. And like the scriptures say, unto you is given to understand the mysteries of the kingdom, but unto them, all these things are done in parables. So everybody else it's like a fantastic story to them. All right, they don't see the actual the prophecies. They're not paying attention to it. They're not taking it to heart. They're not taking it to mind. You know why? Because they don't care. All right, they focus is in this world. All right, but our focus is in the world to come. You know, so they just like Esau. All right, he sold his birthright, and that's why the scriptures say you're your father, the devil. All right, Esau, only thing he had to do, this vile motherfucker, all right, is to wait until the food was done cooking. All right, he was so impatient and just wanted it right then. Why Jacob was preparing the food, he wanted it right then. Man, just give me this food. Just give it to me now. Give it to me now. Give it to me now. And that's the reason why a lot of you 2/3 is 2/3, because you want it now. All right, you want it now. That's why the Lord say, man, look, woe unto you that love patience. All right, and really, when you dealing, or you out there, and you know Jake think, all right, what you going through, you know, all right, they tell, oh man, how long, you know, yeah, we supposed to say how long, Lord, but that don't mean give up, nigga. That don't mean stop. That don't mean for you women, you go to commit adultery because, all right, it's not, you know, it's not, things are not favorable for you. All right, because you got to be a servant. All right, that's your fucking job anyway. It don't matter what man you get with. You're going to have to serve that man either or. All right, it's just level. You know, you niggas, you got a lot of weak men out here. All right, that may make it appeasing, but to be honest, that ain't what you really want. All right, a weak man, you still gonna. I seen it in my whole life. A woman to leave a stern man to get with a simp pansy, and still be committing adultery with that same stern man. All right, with people like to call an asshole. All right, they'll still go find them that nigga, that rough man. All right, you know, and deal with him. Hey, look, we all got to deal with our battles. We all got to deal with, all right, overcoming this life. All right, and overcoming his flesh. You know, we all got to deal with that. All right, that don't make you women any different than us men of the Lord. If you say you believe, you gonna catch hell too. You like, what the fuck? All right, you know, you gonna catch hell too. All right, you gonna go through the ringer too. All right, simple, man, simple. You know. But we have a greater hope, all right, to that, you know, that our suffering, all right, it's not gonna last always, man. All right, that you know, Yahweh Shema Shai, when Yahweh Shai return, hey, like he say, I come quickly, and lo, my reward is with me. All right, and when you look up that word reward, that's in a good and a bad sense. All right, so the wicked are going to get rewarded, and so is the righteous going to get rewarded. All right, so, you know, don't get me wrong. Yeah, you complain, you know, whatever. All right, but, you know, the real thing is to suck it up and keep going. All right, to suck it up and keep going. You know, because a lot of things we going through, hey, look, this should be bugged out. You'll be going through something, and you'll go to the doctor and they say, look, there's nothing wrong with you. You're healthy. But you know what you're feeling. All right? That's why Paul, you know, when the Lord was telling Paul, and you know, when Paul tried to pray that affliction off of him, he said, look, my grace is sufficient for thee. All right? Like, you know, be happy that Yahweh Shema Shai is dealing with you, because he ain't got to deal with us. You know? Be happy that we got grace and mercy, that we got the opportunity to come back, all right, to serve Yahweh Shema Shai, that we got the chance to come back, all right. You know, because it's a lot of Jake that ain't got that opportunity. All right, they destiny is to be a 2/3. They destiny is fire and brimstone and weeping and gnashing of teeth because of their lifestyle, and that's their destiny. All right, but yet Yahweh Shema Shai has put us in a position, all right, which shows love that we got an opportunity. Then he put the spirit in you to do it. You know, which really goes back to you just got to be a part of the elect. But if you feel like you lacking something, or you're having a hard time with certain things, hey, like the scripture saying, James, if any man feel like you lack of wisdom, go to the Most High, who giveth to every man liberally. All right, and hey, look, and don't be, but nah, man, Lord, you know. And then when you start catching those lessons, well, you got to learn the patience. Well, you're gonna go through experiences to learn the patience. Like the scripture say, a man that has traveled have much understanding. When you start going through certain things in life, and like the saying is, man, I done been there and done that. I've been there and done that already. All right, so when you get experience in certain things in life, when you've been there and done that, all right, it builds a level of patience. It builds a level of peace in your mind. It builds a level of strength, all right, and what you would call your endurance in his faith, all right. When you deal with certain things, man, and you really become cold to it, numb to it, all right. You become numb to a lot of things, you know, like if your woman leave, hey, look, you done been there and done that. You know what you got to do to get over it, because you didn't felt the pain of a woman leaving you that you cared about. So and you know what, you conquered it, all right, and you didn't falter. So you understand what you got to do to get over that. Pray to Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, and don't like I tell a brother, you can't allow those emotions to fester up inside of you, all right. You can't dwell on that shit. You got to really, like the scripture say, cast your cares upon Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Which really, I'm learning to do. Hey, look, man, you really just stop caring. It's like the scripture say, you quickly without care. You stop caring. All right? And then what's going to be is what's going to be. You know? But the worst thing you can do is say fuck it. Like fuck it, as far as I ain't finna do nothing. Or fuck it, I ain't did shit wrong. I ain't finna look myself in the mirror. I don't think nothing wrong with me. First mistake. If you saying in your mind that I don't think nothing wrong with you, nigga, that's what's wrong with you. Alright? If a brother try to tell you something, alright, and he you know, like it's another saying, eat the meat and spit out the bones, man. Listen, maybe Yahweh Shema Shai is like a guitar. You got the string, ding ding ding. He fine tuning you. All right, you get the guitar strings and you strum it, ding ding, and to that note till you hear that note, and when that note right, then you go to the next note. You go to the next string. All right. When we see certain things arise through the spirit, you know, like something happened this morning. You know what that is? Yeah, that's the Lord saying, hey, look, you need to get on top of that. All right, you need to get on top of that. That's the Lord taking them string, taking that guitar, and ding, ding, ding. All right, don't look at it as you know. Hey, look, it's all the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, it's all the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. And once you understand that, you know, you understand where the correction is coming from. And it's easy to just, all right, Dad, I got you. Abba, you know, Khan. You know, if you can fall back and look at things through the spirit and not be so hasty to make, all right, judgments in your feelings, all right? So with that, you know, I just hope it's edifying. I want to give all praise and honor glory to Yahweh Shema Shai. Hashem Kadash. Delmons to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, brothers, pushing this word with truth, said it with charity. Shalom and above.